What? Welcome back, LEGO builders and Minecrafters, to episode 22 of building Mumbo's base out of LEGO. So, something pretty crazy happened in between episodes, and Mumbo Jumbo, being the amazing mustache man that he is, tweeted about this build. So, welcome everybody to the series, and I hope you're just as excited as I am to complete this build and see how it looks all put together. But really, a massive thank you to everyone, because we have jumped to like 320 something subscribers, so a massive thank you to everyone. But with that said, I still need to bring you guys this PSA, or Public Subscriber Announcement. So, according to YouTube statistics, wait, what? Is that really the number? Only 4% of you guys are actually subscribed. So the rest of you, you better hit that subscribe button because, what are you doing? So, for those of you who haven't subscribed, make sure you do that because there's a very high chance that you haven't. Okay, so moving on from the PSA, in the last episode, we built up a whole bunch of these pillars, and now my BrickLink orders have arrived, so now we can hopefully build up the center parts of the pillar, or like the skeletal structure or the interior of it. So let's quickly unbox that right now, and let's just quickly move all of these pillars out of the way. So our first box here is from Slovenia, and our next box here is from Germany. And I also got another Pick-a-Brick cup from the LEGO store, so there's a bunch more parts in there as well. Guys, can we just take a moment to recognize that the shipping companies and mailing companies should really change out their labels for something much easier to remove, because I struggled, and I mean like for 30 minutes I was trying to get this off. They're impossible. They're literally like fused onto the package. I mean, why? But anyway, I suppose let's start with this Slovenia package. I'm a little bit worried. It does look a little bit beat up, but hopefully everything inside is still in good condition. So it appears that opening it up, there we go. There's a ton of parts in there, largely dark bluish gray. And then obviously a bunch of these lift arms, I believe they're called, and that will be holding up most of the inner structure. And a whole bunch of light bluish gray, and more dark bluish gray plates, more dark bluish gray plates, and more dark bluish gray bricks, and a couple of blue bricks that will probably be going in the inside as well. So that is quite a few parts from Slovenia, but there is one thing in this order that I find annoying, and that is when people stack all the bricks together, because then I'm gonna have to take them all apart. But other than that, everything is looking great. And so let's move over to the Germany order. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna need to pull out my handy knife. So there we go. Slice and dice. So in here should be largely dark bluish gray and light grayish gray bricks as well. So hopefully, what the heck? This is some strange packaging here. Okay, there we go. I finally got it open. Man, this package is a struggle. And it looks very well packed in here. No wasted space at all. So there's a whole bunch of 1x2 plates and a whole bunch. Oh wow, it's actually packed in a Lego bag. So that is like an official Lego bag that you get from doing Pick-a-Brick online. But anyway, if I just quickly open this up and dump out the contents. Yes, it's all like light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, a lot of olive green as well, and dark tan, I believe it is, and sand green. So all this will go towards building up more of these pillars. So let's move all of this out of the way, and the last thing that we have is the Pick-a-Brick cup. Okay, so lastly we have this Pick-a-Brick cup, and obviously I chose out the parts myself, so I know what's in here. But again, I think it's largely, the tape is stuck to my hands. Get off. Okay, I think it's largely 1x1 round bricks, or studs, I guess they're called. So there's these little tiny ones, but there's also some plates and other bricks in sand green, black, and a whole bunch of other detail parts for the MOC. And man, when I dump out Pick-a-Brick cups, it's so satisfying. Just look at that gradient and just how many parts are here. I absolutely love it. So with all of these parts, let's jump straight into a time lapse and build up some of the inners of the pillars, and maybe even some more of the actual outer side that looks good. So let's jump into a time lapse. So since this is quite a long time lapse, I thought I would show you guys my Lego collection, or more like my Lego organization. So as you can see in the picture, I organized out all of my Lego into all of these little boxes, and it just looks so satisfying and I guess a little bit cool looking, just seeing like hundreds of parts just sitting in those boxes, and I just absolutely love how it looks. Oh yeah, and another thing, I went to the Lego store again and I got another Pick-a-Brick, so that's even more parts to help finish these pillars. But I guess enjoy the music and enjoy this long time lapse. Wow, that was a grind. But obviously the more we grind, the more I get done, and so the more progress we make. And if you ask me, this is a lot of progress for one episode, and it's pretty insane, and I can now see like the light at the end of the tunnel, and this thing is getting really close to completion. But obviously still we gotta cover everything in the gray colors and all of that. So right now we just have like the skeletal body of it, or the insides of it, and then we still need to cover everything in the skin, or the gray pillars that we have some of them built already, so those will go like here and here and so on. But yeah, that took a really long time, and even longer than the time lapse, because when I was finished with the time lapse, there was still a couple of problems with like each of these connector parts on all the pillars. There was only 2 studs actually holding them together, so I went ahead and fixed all of them, so that took a little bit of extra time, but all of them seem pretty solid, and hopefully they will all stand up. And there are still a couple of things to do to the very top of the pillars, because obviously all of them need to connect together, but I have like run out of time, so we will do that in the next couple of episodes. But yeah, this thing is getting really close to completion. And if you would like to get a sort of sense of scale, here is a Lego Star Wars set, or at least part of one. It's the 501st Speeder. So as you can see, about 3 of these make up the height of the pillar. So that can give you a little bit of sense of scale. So to give you guys a little bit of an idea of a time frame, I'm hoping that in like 2 or 3 episodes we can finish up the rest of the pillars, these little gray ones, and then 2 more episodes after that will probably be like connecting all of these together in like the point in the middle, and then maybe 1 more episode for touch-ups and stuff like that. So we're probably looking at about 6 more episodes for building Mumbo's base, and then it should be done, which is gonna be absolutely insane. But enough dilly-dallying about. You guys probably want to see how this looks actually attached to the base over there. So I'm gonna set that up really quickly here. Okay, so this is a little bit awkward because obviously these pillars cannot quite stand on their own. In fact, they fall over forwards because obviously their center of gravity is over top of their base. So I'm just gonna have to try and hold it up here. So that is about how it's going to look, and if I can adjust the camera, there's the top of it, about up there, and this thing looks absolutely amazing. And they have a little bit of a different angle, so this thing cannot stand up on its own right now, but once when we have the other four in, they'll all connect up in the center, and then they will hold each other up. So, if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like on the video, and make sure you subscribe, which is most of you. But with that said, Gigahertz Productions, out.